Good evening, everyone. It's Chatterbox. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. Sorry about the slight delay. We're stuck in traffic. Just got home. Just got home from the cinema. Absolutely. So, guys, listen. Manchester United have their man. Amorim is the guy for Manchester United. He'll be starting his tenure at Manchester United on the 11th of November, guys. Fantastic news. A lot earlier than we first envisioned. Manchester United have paid the money, and also his backroom staff are set to be announced. Not today, probably by next week. The backroom staff will be announced, although it is looking a little bit treacherous for Ruud van Nistelrooy, if we're being honest, because Ruben Amorim wants to bring in 4 of his own people. He wants to bring in 4 of his own staff, guys. So, you know what? It's great news anyway. We got our man, Ruben Amorim is the new manager of Manchester United, of course. What does that mean? Well, that means that Manchester United have a tactical genius, a man who is done wonders at Sporting Lisbon. 9 games, 9 wins this season, 30-odd goals so far this season. So you know what? Something to be excited about, guys. Something to be extremely excited about. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys, if you don't mind, if you're new. And don't forget to smash a like on the video, guys. So good to see you all. Let me just read some of your comments, guys. Good evening, Sal. Good evening, Jim. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, Jim. You're already here. Big up, mate. Big up, Asif. How you doing, my bro? Hope everything is good for you. Big up yourself. Of course, it's afternoon. Quiff, Sal. Absolutely. Afternoon, Quiff, Sal. Wait. Goodness me. Hold on. You're ruining my flex, bruv. You're ruining my flex. Let me just do it like this, guys. It's the other way I gotta do it. It's the other way I gotta do it. Look at this. See that? It doesn't go any way, guys. There you go. Look. There you go. Sometimes you just do that and it just goes like that. You know what I mean? Let me just sort this out. I need to get my missus to sort this out, actually. Let me have a look. I'm gonna do it like this, guys. You see this? I'm going to do it like this. You know what? Quiff Friday. Quiff Friday for Sal, guys. Absolutely. Quiff Friday for Sal, man. So it's got to go like this. You see that? There you go. What a ta-ta! What's going on, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Good to see you all. Here is a better late than never. I wonder what movie you watched. Man United win. I watched Venom, Jim. Watched Venom 3. Sad. It's sad at the end. Very sad at the end, if I'm being totally honest. Broke my heart. Absolutely. Asif, I heard he went from 5 from his backroom staff. He heard he want 5. I heard 4. I mean, it could be 5. He does have 5 backroom staff people there, of course, guys. So you know what? He's going to want them all. Big up, Asif, Baba. I respect Sal as a true friend, and all you two. Thank you, Jim, for waiting for me. You absolute diamonds. You are waiting for me today. It's been a great... Look, I just wanted to rush home. I heard the news. Look, are you going live? People are saying, are you going live? Amorim is the new Manchester United manager. It's been confirmed. It's all official, etc. Unbelievable. Totally ecstatic, of course. It was expected, though. If I'm being honest, it was expected. Although it is a lot earlier than I thought it would be. I'm going to be having my friend Ant Schumann of United, the United Road, coming on very soon. Ant Schumann is very big at Manchester United India. Does a lot of work over there for Manchester United. So, you know what? Looking forward to having him on the show a bit later on. I'll have him on the show, guys, of course. Big up, Pearl. How you doing, my friend? Hi, hello again from Singapore. Good to see you, Pearl. Good to see you. Big up, Singapore, and hope you're all doing well down there, my friends. Absolutely. Jim, what you're showing off, are you? You're funny. I'm not showing off. Do you know the problem with this stream, right? You know, with my quiff, right? When I do that, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. Everything is the opposite, and I'm getting confused. Like, getting all confused. As if Mr. Watkins, pleasure always. Absolutely. A brief hair and grooming session wasn't what I expected, but that's because it's unworth. I should actually do a grooming a grooming stream. You know what I mean? Just about hair and stuff, and no one will watch it. People will actually shave off their hair if I actually did that. It's interesting to say the manager, Sal, because I noticed on the official announcement he was called head coach. Well, that is interesting. That's very interesting, bath time. I do agree with that. That could be a very telling hint as to what Ineos want to do with Ruben Amorim, of course. Of course, Ineos going forward want more power. They want more power over the football team. That includes transfers, that includes tactics, etc. Is Ruben Amorim's job just to coach? Who knows? I don't think. I think it'd be a collective myself. I think it will be a collective, guys. Absolutely. Asif, I wonder if Amorim will have any say on the future recruitment. I think it would be a collective, Asif, if I'm being honest. I don't think Amorim would sign for Man United if he had absolutely zero influence in the transfers, of course. Yeah, I know, Jim. Big up, Jim. Don't take it serious. I didn't take it seriously. When I take it seriously, I'm not a serious guy. You know me. Hit the like speed. Thank you, Asif. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining me. Absolutely. I look a mess. You know what? I've been around. I've been around today. Been busy rushing around all day long. Do you know what I mean? And you know what? I'm here with you. I'm delighted. I'm buzzing, guys, because we got our man. We got the manager of Manchester United, the best young manager in the game, guys. And don't listen to what those media outlets are going to tell you. Those guys are saying, oh, you know what? He rejected Man City, he rejected Liverpool, because you know what? That's just sour grapes, and that is what they're eating. They're sour grapes. They can have their sour grapes all day long. All I care. I haven't checked, but I think Erik ten Hag's role was first team manager, so that's a huge change in responsibility. Yeah, I mean, but after we're gonna have to wait and see. If I'm being honest, mate, I really do think the stipulations of the contract have not been announced in regards to all the finer details of it, including the job of Ruben Amorim. I mean, I do hope that he has a lot of power within the team. I do think it should be a collective. I don't think it should just be Ineos. I believe it will be a collective, but I do think Ineos want a huge say on transfers. That's one thing I've heard about, because Ineos, of course, are responsible for the transfers. Of course, Barada, Wilcox, Ashford, those guys, of course, Fivel. What's your pick on who should fit these tactics from the current squad? I think that the defense sort of looks after itself. I think it will be De Ligt. I think Licha and Euro will start for Man United. Obviously, Euro will be back on the 24th of November, which is a day before my birthday, guys. I don't think I've told you, but that's a day before my birthday, I think. So Euro will be on the 24th of November, guys. He will be at Man United. So I think it'll be Euro, De Ligt, and Licha for me. Right back will be Dalot, 100%. I think that Amorim will prefer Dalot on that right-hand side. And the left back, it's all up in the air with the left back, because at the end of the day, we do need a left back, guys. And I think hopefully we sign one in January, even if it is on loan, peeps, even if it is on loan. But after he doesn't have a transfer veto, as was reported by Ben Jacobs. I'm sure he has an informal one, because who's going to give a manager a player they don't want? Absolutely. They're not going to do that, because at the end of the day, how are you going to build a relationship? How are you going to build a squad if you get players that the manager doesn't want? I do think that Ineos will be involved, but I don't think it'll be significantly like exact. If I think it'd be like a collective. The whole squad of Ineos, of all our new board members, of course, and representatives will vote on who to sign, whether there's a player like this. For example, if they wanted Gutierrez, for example, if Man United wanted Gutierrez, they will have a vote on who. Should we get Gutierrez? Should we pay that much money for him? And then obviously they'll ask Amorim. Amorim will have obviously his targets as well, and he will obviously ask Ineos to sort it out. Roll, please. Let the haters hate there. Now we will win the titles and trophies within 3 years. Yes, Jim. I think it's time fans give up on their canvas and start believing. We're believing, guys. Jim, it's all about the belief, my friends. I've got 152 people watching right now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys, and smash a like on the video. Absolutely. Big up, Kazi. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see everyone in the chat, of course. Sorry I'm late, guys, of course. Always up. I'm never late. I'm never late. You know what? Jim knows I'm never late. Big up, Kazi, brother. How you doing? Big up, Jim. Big up, Kazi, of course. Hello, thanks for the updates. Do you think there will be a number shifting? If so, whom do you think fits the number 7 jersey? Because it's ruining on Mount. I'm off from Uganda. Big up, Uganda, Tanzania. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you, my bro. Hope you're doing good. And big up the Uganda massive, of course, guys. Absolutely. My personal opinion, Tanzania, I haven't heard nothing about number shifting. But I would take the number 7 away from Mason Mount. Whether Mason Mount would like that, whether it would absolutely upset him or something like that, I don't know. But I would have took the number. I wouldn't have even given him the number 7 shirt in the first place. I think it was a big mistake to give him the number 7 shirt, if I'm being told brutally honest, because he didn't earn it. That number 7 shirt should be earned, if you know what I mean. You know what? Whoever comes in could be Gutierrez. It could be Nori. Of course, we know Nori from Wolves. There's lots of talks about Nori as well. There's lots of talks about, many players. Ignacio, of course, from Sporting Lisbon as well, has been spoken highly about. There's a few players out there, from Sporting Lisbon, connections to Ruben Amorim as well, of course. Ciao. How you doing, my friend? Good evening, guys. New era. There is no more excuses for these players. Let's get our manager in our history, Sancho. Really. Sancho's not ill. Sancho's not ill. Absolutely not. Is he? Are they saying he's ill? I haven't heard. I haven't read news today, to be honest with you. Have they said that Jadon Sancho is ill? Is that what they're saying now? Big up. Ugarte was kind, forced on Erik ten Hag. He wanted Sanderberg and to keep McTominay. Ugarte's a good player, Bath time. Ugarte will be proven to be a very good player, especially under Ruben Amorim. He's going to be a fantastic player for Manchester United. Mark my words, Bath time. I firmly believe that. Time is up for Anthony Eriksson, Casemiro, Slabhead, and hopefully Trashford, if he's not changing his ecosystem. I mean, there was a news today of quotes from Marcus Rashford. By the way, Marcus Rashford has finally posted about Erik ten Hag. Finally, better late than never, as they say, a bit like me tonight. But finally, he's praised Erik ten Hag. He's also said that he's extremely happy with the new appointment of Ruben Amorim. Oh, we don't care what you think, Marcus. Just get on the pitch and score some goals. That's right. Big up, Jim. Guys, big up everyone. Of course, big up everyone in the house. I absolutely hate these juvenile nicknames for our player like Trashford. That's not United way. You know what? At the end of the day, that's the way cookie crumbles in this fan base. At the end of the day, look, you know what? I'm not one for abusing players. I'm not one for like peanut head. Slab head, things like that and stuff. You know what? It's just the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it, guys? Don't worry about it. It's nothing but a small thing. Sorry, Jim. Absolutely. You're always on time. So that's the one thing I love about you, except for today. Everyone is allowed to have a rest from now, watch a movie. I love it that you're being bang on time. I was actually on time in the end, but it literally was about 1 minute to a start. So I thought, you know what? I got to get freshened up and stuff. Obviously, I haven't got quite freshened up, but I had to get freshened up a little bit. And you know what? Start it comfortably. I don't like coming on and start going boom, and stuff like that. Wouldn't you mind Nouri at Man United? I wouldn't mind either. Good player, of course. Sancho hasn't played for 4 games. Absolutely. He's rubbish, as we know. He is rubbish. We are talking about Amorim winning trophies as a Man United in 3 years. Come on, not again. I just want United becoming unbeatable. I think they're just giving a timeline. They're giving a time frame for now, but I don't think that is honestly the truth. I do believe that Ruben Amorim is going to win trophies pretty quickly. I do think that. I think he's a fantastic manager, the best young manager in the game, if we're being honest. I can't wait to see him start his tenure on November the 11th, guys. And what's the date? We got 10 days till Amorim Ball comes to Manchester United, guys. 10 days to Amorim Ball comes. I can't wait. I'm like a child in Toys R Us. I can't wait. Big up, Kersey. Big up everyone, of course, in the chat. Big up. Kenny Fan Rashford is the biggest con man in football club. You know what? We'll have to wait and see. Let's see if he performs. But you know what? He probably will perform under Ruben Amorim. It depends how long for. That's the one thing, of course. Ugarte was much improved under Rudler against Leicester. Looked like a completely different footballer. Xerxes, on the other hand, we need to have a word about Xerxes, Bath time. We need to have a word, mate. We need to have a meeting about Xerxes. Let's hope that he picks up, new manager, new bounce, new player, new start. Do you know what I mean? We'll have to wait and see. Ciao. According to Chelsea manager press conference and confirmed by Fabrizio Report. What's your first tweet, Ciao? I forgot. I completely forgot. I can't remember 2 seconds ago. Even in a new era, there is more excuses for these players. Yeah, I get you. Big up, Ciao. Ciao, is Sancho ducking the Old Trafford test? Oh, yeah, so he's sick. Apparently, Sancho is ill. Goodness me. Absolutely. Look, the pigs are flying. Oh, my God, I see pigs flying. Look, what a liar. Devil is a liar, as they say. Since signing for Chelsea, Sancho hasn't had a shot on target. Baller. Big up, Bath time. Eddie lost his buddy at the end. One last dance. Mate, it was sad, Asif, man. You can't. It's just too sad, man. It's sad because, do you know what? When I talk about Venom was one of the first movies I saw with my wife. My current wife right now is one of the first movies I saw with her. And you know what? It brings back memories. So you know what? The third one is sad because he loses his buddy, and yeah, sad, isn't it? Good times are coming. Mention that. Here we go. Big up. Here we go, Kazi. Good times are on the horizon, guys. Even tomorrow, even Sunday, should I say? It's exciting because at least we got Ruud van Nistelrooy for like a week or something. It's nice to have Ruud van Nistelrooy around, of course, guys. Hopefully he keeps the job. Hopefully not keeps the job, but hopefully he stays at the club in some capacity, of course, guys. Not a charity, I mean testimonial. Yes, absolutely, Jim. What's that? What's the last comment you said? Big up, Kazi. Absolutely. I'm not sure what you mean, Jim. Sorry, fill me in, bruv. Yes. Forever, bath time. Forever. We should respect Amorim and leave him to breathe freely. Any pressure on him will bring. Any pressure will bring him down. I hope our confused fans get and let Amorim cook. You know what? It's very important that we do let our manager cook. It's very important that we do give it time. I know we don't want to wait years. We should be able to see something going on within the football club within a couple of months. It should be like that. You know, within a couple of months, we should see some sort of something cooking in regards to that. I hope so, guys. Absolutely hope so. So, you know what? At the end of the day, it is a new manager. It is a new regime under a new, obviously, ownership in the Ineos. And I'm really looking forward to it. In regards to Eric Ten Hag, I wish him the best of luck. And I'm sure he'll get another job very soon. But I'm sure he will take up time out as well. You know, lots of media outlets are bitter. It's a bit like they're scared of Man United. These people are scared. Don't get it twisted. These people are scared of the football club. You know why? Because they've been mouthing off for so many months. You know, mouthing off. And you know what? One thing I'm going to do. When we are successful, the first people I'm going to go to is ESPN FC. ESPN FC, the most diabolical anti-United channel there is, guys. Goodness me. Look at this. Look at this. There we go, guys. I need a spray or something, guys. Anyone got any gel? What are we sensible and realistic expectation? I mean, the season sale top 4, mate. I think he'll get top 4. I think he'll get top 4. I really do. I rate this manager so highly. I really do rate him highly. I think he will get top 4. I think we're going to go on a killer run of winning games. I know I don't want to sound too giddy. But I just got this good feeling about Ruben Amorim. Everyone knows Ruben Amorim was my first choice after Ten Hag. You know, got sacked. Ruben Amorim was my first choice. Everyone knows that. Venom isn't dead. He left piece of himself at the bar. Try free. I forgot about that bit. Yeah, because he put the thing on top of it, didn't he? He put the glass on top of it with a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Mate, what? Man, they're playing with the heartstrings there. Try free, absolutely. Tonight, there was Ronaldinho testimonial game from here in Australia. I saw the last 10 minutes, Ronaldinho times Cahill times. I caught at the end, the 6-3. I would love to go and see that, Jim. I would have loved to go and see that. There's one happening in Abu Dhabi in a couple of weeks. I want to go and see. Pogba will be playing in that one. What's your thoughts on the United League to Vinny Journey? Unrealistic, Chow. Unrealistic. We're not going for those type of Galacticos signings. We're making our own, I think, what I've heard. What sports talk show, Sal? What sports talk show, Sal? In regards to what? Asif, what do you mean? What talk show? I have a great feeling too. ESPN, sorry, Asif. ESPN FC. It's on ESPN. They are the only outlet that claimed it was a penalty for West Ham at the weekend. No other person said it was a penalty. Even the people who dislike us, they said that's not a penalty. So basically, ESPN, they have an agenda against Man United. They've had an agenda against Man United for a very long time, guys. Too much. It's almost weird. It's almost like a mental illness. You get me? I have a great football feeling too, Sal. Me too, Jim. Absolutely. We have to keep the positivity. I've left pieces of myself at the bar before. Yeah. Definitely. Hopefully it isn't something too incriminating. Good afternoon. Just checking on during our break. Big up, Sanjay. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Absolutely. Try free. Also, apart from him bonded with a coach, watch the mix. And also part of him bonded with a roach. Watch the mix. And yes. But at the end, he got exploded, isn't it? He got exploded into loads of pieces and stuff like that. Of course, Juno Temple, who's the girl who acts in that film, she got the other Venom. She got the other one as well. So, you know what? That is a continuation. I was told it was going to be the last one. My boy, Tom Hardy, of course, I've known Tom Hardy since 2013. You know what? When I used to shoot music videos and stuff like that, you know, I'm so proud of him, how far the guy has gone, of course. 27 likes, guys. Come on, guys. 27 likes. Big up. Try free. Post and mixed credit scenes. I didn't see. Is there anything that happens at the end of the credits? I didn't see at the end of the credits. I just left. to go for the stream. Asif, you're all right, Sal. Big up, Asif. Of course, ESPN FC, because they're host of ex-Liverpool players. Never heard of any of their positive news about United come from. None of them. You got Craig Burley. You got that guy from Venezuela. He's the worst. He dislikes us with a passion. You know what? He's like, he really wanted to play for Man United in his whole career, but never got the opportunity. He's that type of guy, and he's bitter about it. That's what I would say. But you know what? They're going to have a lot more to be bitter about, guys. I guarantee you they're going to have a lot more to be bitter about, because the wounded giant, the wounded beast, is going to awaken, and we will be back, guys. I guarantee you, we will be back. Absolutely. Well, Steve Nicol is a former Liverpool player. Yeah, but they're so biased. I mean, look at Carragher. He's not as biased as them lot. They're biased, but they're terribly. Hi, Sanjay. Big up, Asif, Sanjay. Sal, we're going to smash Chelsea. I've got a feeling. Me too, Jim. 3-2 I go for. I think we'll have a good performance. I think we'll go like 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, and then I think they'll get a last-minute goal. That's my prediction. 3-2. The most shocking thing I've heard today is TalkSports Gabby Abolo. Mate, bath time. I almost have to check my post. I have to be like this. Am I hearing what I thought I heard? Gabby Abolo praising a Manchester United connected manager. Do you know what it is, though? Because he said that he went for these badges with Ruben Amorim. So he has an affiliation with him, at the end of the day. The one thing that concerned me, though, is Alan Brazil was trying to stop him. It's almost like he was swearing or something. He was like, don't say that. You can't say that on TalkSport. You can't say nothing nice about Man United. It was a bit like that. You can't do that. No, you can't do that. It was a bit like that, of course. Big up, big up. I would say 3-1 to be safe. I would love that, Jim. I would love that immensely. No, he bonded with a roach, then a frog after the explosion. I can't wait, mate. Try 3. You're getting me excited, bruv. You're getting me excited. I'm glad. I thought it was the end. He escaped. I can't believe it. I thought it was the end. Burnley is from Chelsea. All rivals. Absolutely. It's from Chelsea rival. Absolutely. Try 3. Do you know what? Absolutely. I love the film. I love the film. And it brings back good memories. It brings back good memories from, when the first film came out. I love the film and stuff like that. And then when the film finished, I saw Ruben Amorim signed for Manchester United for November the 11th, 11 million euros. I was absolutely delighted. It's not over yet, though, because obviously we still have to finalize the deal for the coaches, etc., which is going to be a little bit tricky. But hopefully we get that through the door as well very quickly, guys. I like ESPN when they show Champions League. I don't know about their commentary, but coverage of football games is good as well as other sports. You may be right that they hate our club. That's no good. It's not too much about ESPN, Jim. It's ESPN are fine. It's ESPN FC. So ESPN FC have a program called ESPN FC. Watch that program. It's awful. It's the most biased anti-United program there is, right? It's nothing to do with ESPN in general. They're a great corporation, of course, but look at ESPN FC. Nightmare. Absolutely horrible. Heard him McBonner saying United finally got their fix the job. Absolutely. I was surprised by that. It's incredible, isn't it? Incredible that we're even getting a Bonlahor. Should we be worried? Should we be worried that a Bonlahor is praising Man United's work, Man United's appointment? Crazy, isn't it? As it seems. Also, Brazil has turned into a villain from Star Wars and is most likely to eat you and offer. He's going to be on the new Venom bath time. Absolutely. Venom will return for the Avengers and Spider-Man movies, but his own movies are done. That's sad, though. That's sad. I mean, Tom Hardy. If Tom Hardy's in it, definitely I won't mind. He's a good actor. That's terrible, Sal. Yeah, it is terrible, mate. It is terrible. Sometimes, I used to like ESPN FC. I used to watch it quite a lot. And then I realized, and I said, look, these guys don't like us. I'm like, these guys don't like us. What's their problem? What's their beef with us? And I'm like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Why are they so bitter about us? Let me just see. Any more news coming out of Manchester United? Blah, blah, blah. Let me just see Fabrizio Romano's latest tweet, if I can. There's going to be a new generation of the I'm reading. I'm trying to find. Sancho's been ill. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, nothing much. Yeah, just Ruben Amorim, November 11th, 11 million compensation. So we got 10 days, guys, to Ruben Amorim starts his tenure at Manchester United. I'm delighted. I'm excited. You name it, I'm excited, guys. I can't wait for it. Absolutely. I hope Amorim keeps favoritism away from. I hope so. As if that's very important. I think if we're going to point out one thing about Erik ten Hag's tenure, it was the favoritism. It was the favoritism. If we're going to point out just one thing, it was that, and he needs to. I mean, hopefully, when Amorim comes in, he picks the players based on form, based on merit. I hope so. If they have sort of program anti-United, I would never watch it. I might look into it, see what you're saying. Yeah, just go, like, basically, Jim, go to the last episode. You'll see what they are. But if you go through episodes and episodes, just write in Google, just write in YouTube, just write ESPN Man United. You'll see it, a barrage of hatred. Do you know what it is? It's just jealousy, mate. It's just jealousy. You know, a lot of those pundits have never played for Man United. They always hated Man United growing up. We've hurt their feelings throughout the years. I mean, Craig Burley, I mean, you know what, that guy, I remember Craig Burley is when he played for Chelsea, when they lost 4-0 to Manchester United in the FA Cup final in 1994. That's the only reason I remember him. Maybe Venom has taken over Gabby Abona, and that's why he's... What are you talking about, Gabby? You have to praise Manchester United. What are you talking about, Gabby? I am a Manchester United fan. You must praise Manchester United. Toby Maguire. Next thing we know is that ESPN are talking nicely about me. Toby Maguire coming in Spider-Man 4. He was in the last Spider-Man. He was in the couple of ones before, briefly, wasn't he? Briefly, Toby Maguire. You know what? I'm being honest, right? I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. Toby Maguire is my favorite Spider-Man. He's my favorite Spider-Man. 2002 Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man there was. It is the best Nickelback soundtrack. Nickelback soundtrack. It was the best Spider-Man. It is absolutely one of the best. Is the best, I think. Toby and Andrew Kenny and Sal. Sal, I would take Vinny Jr. at United. Absolutely, anyone would take him, but I don't think we're going to buy him. It's a Galacticos signing. Sal, what do you think about Amorim integrate Euro with our out of form player? I don't think anyone's out of form at our club. I think Licha. Do you know what I would say, Asif? What I would say about form and stuff like that? What I would point at is that we got a new manager. I just feel like the toxicity around the club this last few weeks hasn't been great. It's been awful, you know, and that has resonated throughout the squad. And I do believe that, you know what, at the end of the day, that these players got a new slate. And I'm looking forward to seeing them play together. Euro hasn't played a game. I'm looking forward to seeing Euro Delict and obviously Licha Martinez play together. It looks like a good combination, as we know. Of course, player power needs to stop. Favoritism needs to stop. Bruno should be shaking his boots. Rashford and Maguire, don't worry, they're sitting in their pad. Absolutely, mate. Look, Jim, you know what? At the end of the day, that is one thing I would say. I know that Bruno is Portuguese. I know that Bruno is Portuguese. I know that Dalot is Portuguese. I don't want Amorim just to pick them, just basically the fact that they're Portuguese. And that's what I would do. They have to start performing now. They have to start it now. They have to start it quick. I'm sure they will. There are players who don't get to game time, and Euro is still to win a spot. Then comes Luke and maybe Malacia. Euro's been injured. He hasn't been able to fight for his spot because he's been injured. He's back on November the 24th against Ipswich Town, apparently. How come we get loads of Superman and Spider-Man and haven't had recently a Black Panther? Viewers, that's all it is, bath time viewers. They go by how many viewers they get, how many cinema tickets they sell. Do you know what I mean? That's it, basically. Definitely. I think a lot of them, even, Madam Web done really badly, didn't it? Madam Web done really badly. Joker 2 was awful. It was awful. When you watch Joker 1 and then you watch Joker 2, it's complete night and day, guys. Complete night and day. But Ruben Amorim, guys. Ruben Amorim is a Manchester United manager like this. This much to go, guys. He is this much a Manchester United player, of course. November 11th. Bring on November the 11th, guys. Of course, guys. I think there is an international break. You know what? Why is there an international break again? Can someone explain to me why there is an international break again? How many international breaks have we had this last few months? They got to get rid of that Nations League. They really do need to get rid of it. Absolutely. What's happened to Luke Shaw? Any update on him? How long is his contract out? I think he's got a couple of years left in his contract, if I'm being totally honest, Jim Watkins. I think it's 2 years on his contract, if I'm being guessing at the end of the day. But you know what? I think if I'm going to guess, I think it's 2 years. I heard somewhere it was 2 years. But you know what? I would get rid of him, Jim. I really would. I've had enough. You know, this guy needs to play football. You know what would make me a bit disillusioned if he got fit all of a sudden, if suddenly Luke Shaw got fit and started playing football, of course, that would be crazy. But the Working said Joker 2 was really good. I know, because I know it was poor. It was, mate, it's a musical halftime. It's a musical. It's one of the worst. I mean, if you think about Joker 1, and the thing is, why they mellowed down on Joker 2, right? I'll tell you why. Joker 1 was a very strong male, inspirational character. So basically, they're trying to demasculate the population, basically. And I'm going to tell you the truth, right? So they made Joker look like a prat, a weakling, and you don't thrive if you do this and if you stand up. And it also teaches you in the second part that you don't stand up to the elite. If you stand up to the elite, you become unstuck and you die and stuff like that. In the first one, it was about standing up for the elite, standing up for the poor, standing up for the ones who are striving, the underdog, so to speak. And that's what I don't like. And then you got Lady Gaga in the second one, who just sings the whole way through, and it's just terrible, if I'm being honest. Unlucky Asif, I thought you were gonna get in with that. I didn't even read it. Nah, you're not gonna get me with that, man. What you're trying to do? You're going to get me demonetized, guys. Is that what you're trying to do? Absolutely. Unlucky, Sasif. I thought you were going to get him. No, I think I read that one. Absolutely. StreamYard. Yeah, StreamYard is coming. It's coming. I've got a guest on today, Kazi. I've got a guest on. Guy from United Road is coming on my show very soon, guys. He's going to be here in a minute. Absolutely. Those who know him, Ashuman will be on the show, of course. Let me get this. He will be on the show, of course, guys. Sal, we know Mount is finished. Where will he play? I don't get it. Now Amorim is coming in. Will Mount get any chance? He probably will get a chance. He probably give everyone an equal amount of chances, even if they are out of favour. I think it's a new slate for a lot of those players. It's a new start for a lot of those players. Personally, what I think that Mason Mount needs to go. I don't think it worked. I don't think it has worked. I never rated the guy, and I'm being honest. Right, I've never rated him as a player, and that is a constructive criticism from me. I don't think he's quite a Manchester United player, if I'm being totally honest, guys. I hate international break. Bin it. That's why they should do with it. UEFA and FIFA want to arrange international fixtures. Have them all doing off the season. Problem fixed. Get rid of the. That's the thing, Jim. You know, international football used to be only every now and then. It didn't used to be like every single couple of weeks. At the moment, it is. You know, it used to be like once every 2 months. And when it was on a Wednesday. It used to be on a Wednesday, and then we know that's it. And that's it. And then the games the Premier League games will resume on the weekend. It's silly. It's just, we don't want it, to be honest. Play it in the off season. Exactly, Jim. The bloke from United Road, I know him, Sal. When are you bringing him on? In about 10 minutes. 10 minutes, guys. Kirkers are coming too with Amorim. I hope so, my friend. I hope so. Anthony is going to shine. Amorim system. Watch. You think, George Best, 007, do you think he's going to shine? I hope he does. I wish him all the best of luck. Best 007. I wish him all the best of luck, my friend. I really do. New slate for everyone. New slate for everyone. That's what it's going to be. I guarantee you that's one of the first things that Ruben Amorim will say. New slate for everyone. A new chance for everyone. I think that's what it's going to be. Mount, Shaw, Anthony, Rashford, Lindelof, they are scrubs. They have to go. I hope so. Rasta stuff. I think it's going to be a new start for them. I really do. I don't think Mount and Shaw really. I think we got to wake up to that and wake up and realize that it's just not going to work. Rashford maybe will get another chance. I mean, he's been talking highly recently of Ruben Amorim today, of course. So you know what? We'll have to wait and see what goes on. Of course, I'm not going to say anything about any players until Ruben Amorim comes in. Of course, Ruben Amorim is not going to say anything derogatory, anything bad about any of the players, but obviously the proof of being the pudding when he starts picking his teams and stuff like that. Jim, maybe this causes us to play badly. Player burnout too, Sal. One of the many contributors. Absolutely, that's true. Ten Hag didn't rotate his squad enough, in my opinion. That was another weakness of Erik ten Hag, in my opinion. He didn't rotate his squad as much as he should have done, if I'm being honest. Anthony has been told to find a new club in January. I thought, apparently, media are saying that, yeah. But you know what? His wages are too high. We can't sell him. If we did get rid of him, it will be on loan, because no team is going to pay the wages that we're paying Anthony. They're not going to pay it. That is the stumbling block. They won't pay it. Yes, so I can see him in the right midfield spot. Let's wait and see what happens. Of course, Ruben Amorim does play the wing-back system, so there wouldn't be like necessarily a winger in there. It'll be like a 3-4-3 sort of formation. So it won't quite be like that. There will be a 2 up front, but the third one will be number 10. So it's basically a 5-2-1-2, something like that along those lines. Will Amorim drop in from the current 11? Sal, be honest. Who will drop it from the current 11? It's hard to say, mate. I would say... it's hard to say. I can't really say. I think Xerxes has got a big problem. I think, yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. I think I see him picking the team. I see him picking, right? And I'm going to be honest. And this is when Euro is fit, right? It's going to be in the centre backs. It's going to be Licha, De Ligt, and Euro. It's going to be Dalot as the right back. The left back is up for grabs, but I think it would be Mazraoui, right? He's going to play Ugarte, and he's going to play Casemiro in that team. I think he's going to leave out Eriksen. Eriksen would be left out of that team, I think. I do. They have two little scrubs. These are no good players. Big up, Jim. Also, big up, Jim, of course. Many misunderstood Amorim's role. He is a head coach, not manager. A manager runs the club. We are now run by Ineos. Amorim, take care. Yeah, we mentioned this earlier in the show. Story. We mentioned about him being a coach. But that's not to say he can't manage as well. He will be managing the team as a collective with Ineos. He's not going to have total neglect. He's not going to be totally neglected in regards to managing the team. He will have a huge say on the team as well. What Ineos are doing, they're doing a collective. It's going to be a collective effort as a group. That's what they're doing, guys. So at the end of the day, you know what? It's not just going to say, right, Amorim, you coach, and that's it. Be quiet, go away. It's not going to be like that. It'll be like a meeting. Like, for example, if they wanted a player, they're going to all have a meeting and they're going to vote in regards to if we get that player. It's going to be a collective. I found it really interesting in the second half against Leicester. Bruno was playing in the left wing back area. That's interesting, bath time. Absolutely. Do you think he can play that? Rashford gets dropped. Oh, big call, George Best. Big call. Could happen. It could happen, my friend. It could happen. That would be a big one. You know, if he done that, I would applaud him, George Best, because that would show that he means business. That would show that he's not in awe of these players. You know, that would show that. I mean, interesting to see. I have a question. So go for it, Sal. Go for it, Asif. Go for it, mate. Ask me anything. Sal, you missed my previous comment, Jim. I read it. I read it all. Also, yeah, I read it all, mate. I read the Jim. They are TLC scrubs. Oh, yeah, the TLC one. I read it, mate. I don't want no scrubs. Absolutely. We don't want no scrubs at Manchester United. Absolutely not. Honestly, Sal, they need to go. The same old story with his old. I mean, this is a big test, Rasta. This is what I was saying under Ten Hag. I was saying that, yes, it's all well and good we get rid of the manager, right? And he deserved to go. Let's be honest, he deserved to go. But one thing I would say is some of those players need to go as well. You know, some of those players need to go as well, if I'm being honest. What if Ruben is winning all of his games and Amorim loses? How should the fans react? Actually, how will the fans react? Hypothetical, as if how hypothetical, but we have to give it time. At the end of the day, what Ruben is doing right now, I would class as a bounce. What Amorim is going to be doing, he's going to be doing something that is going to last a long-term sort of thing. Now, at the end of the day, it's going to be awful that Ruud van Nistelrooy might have to go, especially if Amorim brings in 4 or 5 of his coaches, which is going to be, you know, difficult to keep Ruud van Nistelrooy in any capacity. I really do. We hope we keep it. I really do hope that we have a job for him, if I'm being honest. So I was joking when I said the TLC Scar was playing along with the song. For me personally, I don't call it any player names if they play badly. I mean, you can call them what you want as long as, you know what? One thing I would say, right? I mean, I don't care about Trashford, like names like that. I really don't. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me because at the end of the day, the reason I was so against calling Eric Ten Hag bald for all, peanut head, and stuff like that is because it's been happening under various managers. Certain players have been there for a long time doing the same rubbish under various managers. So at the end of the day, frustration gets a little bit annoying. I don't think Rashford is very offensive. I don't think it's very offensive, to be honest with you. You have to have very, very thin skin if you find it offensive. But you know what? We'll call the players by the name. Let's just call the players by the name and let's just see how it goes, guys. But tell you what, they better not test our patience this next few weeks. They better not test my patience. Absolutely not. I wish George Bez, he needs a bench warming. A lot of people think the same. But I do think Bruno can play in that area. Good engine, used to be a defender. Amorim uses an inverted player for one of the wing backs to hit long balls and dribble a bit. I think Bruno can do that. It'd be interesting bath time. But who are we going to play at number 10, do you think? If it doesn't matter if Rude wins all of his games, or not, Amorim is our next manager and we will be back him until he becomes delusional. Mad Advanced, big up yourself. Good to see you, my friend. No sentimentality, Rude out. No, we don't say Rude out. Story, why are we doing that? We're not going there, are we? No Rude out. Wish Rude the best of luck. I always story. I wish Rude the best of luck. I want to call him any names personally, but that's my opinion. Fair play to you. Yeah, that is what it's all about, Jim. Jim, you know what we're like. We wing it. We wing it, mate. We are like, you know what? We don't say things unless it's deserved. That's what we do. Unless it's 100% deserved, we don't say things. One thing we would say as a collective is that some of these players need to pick it up. Some of these players, their positions should not be set in stone. You know what I mean? And I really hope that when Ruben Amorim walks through the door, that, you know what? He's disciplining them. He's disciplining them, of course. I just find those names juvenile. It's hard to make someone seriously as another if they're you speak to Said and Rants and people like that who've been calling our players names, our manager and players, young players as well, Garnacho and Rasmus, names for weeks and months and years. You know, absolutely. Good to see you, Sal. Again, Miss Sir, good to see you again, Mad Advance. It's always good to see Mad Advance, of course. The legend. Portuguese managers and players do have a history of success in the Premier League. Hope Amorim follows the same. I do as well. It's really strange about Dutch managers, though, isn't it? That Dutch managers have not been successful in the Premier League. You would have thought that they would be successful in the Premier League. They're very similar to the English, the Dutch. So it's very strange that, then again, English managers don't do well in the Premier League. So that might be why they said it, of course. Absolutely. MUC Realist, my man, watching you while stuffing my face with a monster burger. Big up. I thought you were going to say Monster Munch Realist TV. Who big up the Monster Munch? Big up, guys. I've been to the cinema today, so I've had a big box of popcorn at the end of the day, so I can really relate to Mick right now. MUC Realist TV, of course, guys. I can really relate to the guy, the main man, of course. Stuff in your face. You have to on a Friday night. Friday night. It's Friday night. It's all about enjoying life. Too short, guys. Big up, Sal, and everyone. Big up, Fanatic 8. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Anel, let me just check this out. I'm always checking for news, guys. I'm always checking the tweets and stuff like that. Absolutely always checking the tweets. You got to check the tweets, isn't it, guys? So I want to know you guys' prediction, guys. I want to know your prediction on the season coming up. Guys, I want to know, how do you feel Amorim will fare? How do you feel? What position would be acceptable for Ruben Amorim this season? All right, let's see it like this. What in a whole will be acceptable? What in a whole would be acceptable for Ruben Amorim? What would it be, guys? Would it be a trophy and 5th place? Would it be Europa League and 6th place? Would it be 4th place? Would it be top 4 only? What do you feel like would be a decent actual season for Amorim? Half a season, really, isn't it? So, what if Amorim picked Anthony at left back position? No pressure of scoring or providing an assist. I would trust anything that Amorim does. I would believe in anything he does, guys. I would trust him with anything he does, guys. Top 4 and League Cup. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I would like to have the Europa League, if I'm being honest. I would like to have the Europa League, if I'm being absolutely brutally honest, guys. Absolutely. If I'm being honest. Let's have a look. Kenny, I would say 5th and Europa. I would like that. I would agree with that, Kenny. Absolutely, I would agree with that. I would 100% wholeheartedly agree with that. In my opinion, I would. If I'm being honest with you, I would like the Europa League, and top five would be good, especially coming in halfway through the season, of course, which is going to be difficult. There's going to be obstacles, of course, going forward in regards to that, in regards to the team and stuff like that. You know, there's going to be obstacles. You know what? One thing we have to do as a collective, we have to be more open to the idea of life isn't simple. Life isn't simple. Life isn't always as you expect. There's a number of fundamental issues at Manchester United that are not just going to go away overnight. You know, we have to really, really be understandable in regards to the manager. The new manager is going to come in, and it's not going to be as easy. You know, it's not going to go like automatically click. I do believe myself that we have got a good future going ahead up until the Arsenal game. I think the Arsenal game is in December. If we beat Chelsea, which will be a magnificent result, if we do beat Chelsea, we can go forward from there and have the confidence to go forward. November the 11th is a massive day. Ruben Amorim will be the Manchester United manager on November the 11th. And you know what? I'm absolutely delighted. It was my first choice, of course, after Erik ten Hag. I rated the manager for a very long time. And to be honest with you, I'm very happy. I'm the happiest I've been in an appointment probably since Jose Mourinho. I did want Erik ten Hag as well. But Erik ten Hag, you know what, I had my reservations as well back in the day. But you know what, I believed in the manager, and I always do. And I will support the manager. And one thing I would say is that we have to do the same with Ruben Amorim as well, guys. We really do. Sal, even Graham Souness is supporting Amorim's recruitment. Strange. Asif, should we be worried a little bit? When are the people who have openly criticized us for many, many years then go on the other and turn it around 360 and start complimenting Man United? Is that a bit weird to you? You know, should we be worried? Should we be worried, guys? I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking about it, to be honest with you. A bit strange, isn't it? Guys, get those lights up and start starting on at the screen. You know what to do, or you will see Sal in the dreams. Freddy Krueger, Jim. Freddy Krueger is Halloween. It's all about the Freddy Krueger. I've got my knives out absolutely on these people. Absolutely. Big up, Jim. Big up yourself. Of course, I've got the knives out, guys. And also don't forget to subscribe to the Big Up, Jim. Of course. Acid Barber, the same guy who was after Pogba. Acid Barber, the same. Mate, you know what? Pogba's playing in the friendly game coming up. I'm worried about Rude losing his job. My fingers are crossed for Rude to stay. My fingers are crossed for him as well, but it is looking quite bleak. It is looking quite bleak, if I'm being totally honest with you, really. Jim, you know what? Who remembers Nightmare on Elm Street? I don't think anyone minds. Look, it's Halloween. We're talking about, you know what, Nightmare on Elm Street and things like that, all those sort of things, you know what I mean? Those lovely horror movies, of course, guys, absolutely. Who's watched that? The blood comes out of the bed like a waterfall. Absolutely. Who remembers those movie? Classic movies, guys. Absolute classic movies. Bring Pogba home. F that, Asif. Allow the Pogba. No, Pogba can stay exactly where he is. Asif, exactly where he is. Thriller, Michael Jackson. Let me see. Unless you said Nightmare on Elm Street is a thriller. Absolutely not. One of the horror of the horror movies of all time. The horror of the horror movies. Guys, if you could do me a favor. Right? If you could do me a huge favor. My brother has a channel and he's just interviewed the legend. Right, let me see this. He's just interviewed the legend, which is David Icke, guys. So check it out. Drop a comment if you could. He's just interviewed the legend, which is David Icke. Of course, one of the most famous conspiracy theorists of all time. Well, conspiracy theory is a word that they use to sway off smart people, and they act like they're crazy, of course. So I used to love the Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3. Me too. Window, shine on, shine off, shine on. Daniel's son and all that, of course. There's a new one coming out, Karate Kid. Kenny got the reply. Bigger Asif. Can you drop a link for me, Sal? The link's there, mate. The link's right there, my friend. You mean leaving your show and watch the interview? No, don't leave it now. Leave it after. I've got a guy coming on my show in a minute. Watch that. Absolutely watch that. I'm interested to see this guy's opinion, if I'm being honest with you. Really looking forward to seeing his opinion. Let me have a look at something real quick. Right. Yeah, he's running late. So you know what? We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait for the main man who's going to come on today, of course, guys. Yeah, everyone's late today. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's one of those days. I was late for the first time in history, I think. I was late for the first time in history. Absolutely. I've got someone coming on in a minute, Kazi. A guest. There will be a StreamYard today. So, what is the name of the new Karate Kid movie? It is with Ralph Manchel. Yeah, I've forgotten the name of it. I don't know the name of it, but yeah, it's with Ralph, good old Ralph, of course. It's good that they got the original cast there. R.I.P. Obviously, the original Daniel, obviously Sensei, of course. The original Sensei won't be in that movie, of course, which is kind of sad, of course, guys. Absolutely. Yeah, so you know what? Friday night, and we are all right, of course, guys. It's been a fantastic Friday night. How about Elite Footballer? Asif Barber. Elite Football's not here at the moment. I don't know where Elite Football is. What do you mean Elite Footballer? I mean Elite Baller, which is my friend who comes on the show sometimes. Love Ralph. Used to love Rat Leota. Absolutely. Me too. Pat Morita, Mr. Miyagi, yeah, R.I.P. Pat Morita, absolutely, Mr. Miyagi, that's the one. I was trying to think about it. He also worked on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as we know. Guys, as we know, he was a legend, mate. He was a legend. Do you know what? It's a lot of exciting things to come, guys. You know what? It's going to be all positive. You know what? Things are starting to get really positive, and I like what I'm hearing. I like what I'm seeing. People are a lot more happier. People are a lot more enthusiastic. I know, you know what, we have to be a little bit cautious, of course. That is life at the end of the day. You have to be cautious when it comes to these type of things, the managers and stuff like that. But you know what? It is nice to have, you know what, some calmness, some relaxed, you know, sort of mentality within the fan base right now. It's nice. Nice to be nice, isn't it? It's nice to be nice, guys. Absolutely delighted. I'm glad everyone is feeling good. Really am feeling good. So, guys, you know what? Sunday, Ruud van Nistelrooy. Will it be his last game for Manchester United? Let me have a look at our fixture list coming up. I'm just going to have a look. Let me just have a look at these fixtures coming up for Man United. So, basically, if we look at the fixtures coming up, guys, let's have a look at 14th. My goodness me, we're still full. Right, let's have a look, guys. Man United against Chelsea on Sunday. On the 7th, Ruud van Nistelrooy will take charge of Manchester United against Paok. P-A-O-K. You're definitely not going to be okay, Paok. Absolutely. Man United will play. So, guys, Ruben Amorim's first game, right, is going to be on the 24th against Ipswich Town. He will just miss the Leicester City game at Old Trafford on the 10th of November. Sadly, he will miss that. And then he will play the Europa League game against Bodo Glimt in the midweek. So he'll play Ipswich away, then Bodo Glimt. So it's going to happen thick and fast, guys. Absolutely thick and fast. Pat Morita put me off with his English. He can speak proper fluent. He's amazing. Much love to Pat Morita, of course. Should we bring back Alvaro Fernandez? I would like that. If I'm being honest, I would like that, my friend. I would like bring back Alvaro Fernandez if we could. That would be good. The club changed with Ineos. Future is bright. Can't wait. Story. Future is bright. It's about us being positive now and being enthusiastic, of course. Ipswich in his last game, I think. First game. Ipswich is his first game. And then it's Bodo Glimt. Ipswich is Amorim's first game, Kenny. Day before my birthday. He will be managing the Europa League. But yeah, I can't wait for it. Absolutely. He'll play Bodo Glimt. I love the scene in Karate Kid where Daniel heads to the school ball and uses the shower curtain to spy on his enemies in the bathroom. Classic scene and the rest. Have you seen the guys? Have you seen the series? Have you seen the series, the Karate Kid series? Well, it's not called Karate Kid, but it's called something else. I've forgotten what it's called. But they're all in it. Apart from obviously Mr. Miyagi, they're all in it. Have you seen the series? Never mind, it's Leicester. So your prediction on most trickiest match, Crystal Palace versus Wolves? 2-1 Palace. 2-1 Palace. No, Rude will be gone by then, Kenny. It's Amorim's first game against Ipswich on the 24th. So Rude might not be there. He might be there. He might not be there. But you've got a good point. You got a good point, Kenny. He might still be there. But it depends if the coaches come in straight away. If the coach is coming straight away on the against Ipswich Town, then he'll be gone. Before that, yeah, he'll be gone before that because coaches are going to come in about 11th of November. So if the coaches come in 11th of November, depending on what Ineos want to do, he won't be there on the Ipswich game. Ipswich is on the 24th, and Amorim takes charge on the 11th. So that's it. Cobra Cows, that's the one, Kazi. Cobra Cow, Kazi, you know, I need Kazi on the stream. I do need Kazi on the stream. You know what? Because I'm thinking about so many things at once. But Cobra Cow's brilliant. Have you seen it, Jim? It's brilliant. Sal, you're starting 11 against Chelsea. I'm going to give it tomorrow. I'm going to let you wait until the Chatterbox tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, Chatterbox at 2 p.m. UK time is my starting 11 guessing. I'm guessing. One Palace player you would love to get for free, Mitchell. Mitchell or Marteta. Believe it or not. Lots of people are saying Eze. Lots of people are saying Eze, of course, guys. Lots of people are saying Eze. But not for me. Not for me, guys. Guys, I've got my special guest here. Finally, my man is here, man. What's going on, brother? How you doing? It's good to see you, bro. At last. How you doing, brother?
Thanks a lot for having me. Thanks a lot for having me, Sal. Finally here. Finally, you know, we talked about on the Twitter feeds basically regarding the football and everything, but it's good to be here. Finally here, and it's a big game. So looking forward to basically talk about Chelsea and of course our new manager as well. Thanks for having me here, and win for the chat. Whoever is here in the chat, thanks a lot for, you know, interacting, and thanks for making
everyone. Big up all the Jim. Show my man some love, and don't forget to follow the United Road as well. Go and subscribe to the United Road. How you feeling, bro? How you feeling about Ruben Amorim has been announced as the manager of Man United 11th of November? He's going to be in charge of Manchester United. Are you feeling positive? Was he your first choice? How do you feel about Erik ten Hag as well?
Erik ten Hag dug his own grave. Before I moved to Ruben Amorim, I wanted him to succeed. I wanted every manager at United to succeed. But when you are that delusional, where you play a fullback at number 10, that means you have lost the plot. You know, with all due respect, I don't know what was going in your head when you did that, but when you go down that road, it's just a matter of time before you face the sack. I'm not saying West Ham game we should have, you know, we have lost because of him. And people should not say that because we did not bury our chances. But we should have won games where we did not, and that was on the manager. So I wish him luck. I wish him all the very best. But now that Amorim is here, I'm very excited. Young manager, fresh ideas. I'm not expecting an instant impact because I do feel that to play the Amorim way, we need to make few signings because he plays 3 at the back, which people, you know, must be knowing by now. And right now, you can basically say we have 3 fit defenders, let alone play 3 at the back. So we have 3 fully fit defenders with centre back. So I don't know how we are going to play that way, but very exciting. And people who don't know about Amorim and how he basically plays, he keeps it simple, guys. To be very honest, he keeps it simple. He plays the players in the positions they like and they prefer. It's not like he will just go out and play players out of position just to make up the numbers. And that's why we have seen what results he has achieved with Sporting as well. 11th November, he will get 10 days with the squad. Few of the players that won't be going to the international setup, they will be there. I think Rashford will be there if I'm not wrong. I don't know whether Garnacho is going or not. I think Casemiro will be there as well. So there will be few players who will get to know the manager. 10 days, first game is Ipswich. So yeah, feeling very positive.
Absolutely. He was my first choice, Amorim. He's the best young manager in Europe, in my opinion. And I feel like the way the media are acting at the moment, especially in England, it's like they're starting to get a little bit worried because they know how good this manager is. And not only him, his team as well, his whole crew, his coaching team, etc. In regards to Ten Hag, I mean, I agree with you in regards to the Fenerbahce game. I mean, part of me feels like he purposely did that, because it made no sense why he played Mazraoui as the number 10 and left player like Xerxes on the bench. when Ineos look at that, they're going to see we've just purchased Xerxes, we just purchased Ugarte, and you haven't played them. We spent all summer chasing these players, and you haven't played them, and you're playing Mazrui. It's crazy at the end of the day. But you know what? As you said, we wish him the best of luck, bro. We wish him the best of luck, and we hope that he succeeds wherever he goes. But Amorim is exciting. Ipswich Town on the 24th of November is his first game at Manchester United. Ruud van Nistelrooy, it looks like he might not stay, especially if Amorim brings in his 5 coaches that he wants to bring in. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, definitely a bit sad. I really hope that he can be at the club in some capacity, but it's a bit different. When you have a manager coming in with 5 of his guys, how are you going to set Ruud up? I don't think at this point of time that we can say, okay, try to force Amorim to make him a part of the squad, coaching staff. I don't think that's possibility. I think he will definitely be leaving. But even though Ruud had said that he would love to help out in any way that he can, I don't see a place for him, unfortunately. If Amorim would have said, okay, I am coming and, I might need an assistant manager or an assistant head coach, and Ruud can stay over here. But it all comes down to Amorim. And with 5 guys, 3, I think there is a sports scientist, there is a psychologist, if I'm not wrong, and 3 backroom staff. So that comprises the 5 guys. And for that, we have already paid the extra money. So I think Ruud, Rene Haag, and the set piece coach that we have, I think they will be leaving. And for Ruud, I will definitely feel sad because, of course, he has a history with the club. One of the most prolific strikers that ever played for us. And he loves United. We all know that. We have seen that. So maybe in future someday, but I think at this point of time, he might have to leave.
And it's the ruthlessness that Ineos are displaying. I mean, we're a very sentimental fan base, of course. We love our legends, It's just unfortunate, but that's the way of football. That's football at the end of the day. I think we've learned our mistake from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the manager, of course. Nothing is completely set in stone in regards to how I feel about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but I just feel like, you know what? He didn't have the ownership at the top. None of the managers had the ownership at the top, what they're doing right now. But in regards to this season, what is acceptable for Amorim coming in halfway through the season, more or less? What would be acceptable for you in regards to being a successful kind of season?
Go all guns blazing for Europa League, sir. Simple as that. I am not keeping a high hope in the league, but you definitely have the squad. The players are there who can do a job in Europa League. If anybody comes up right now and say that, even after 3 draws in a row, you cannot go out and win the Europa League, we have the squad. We can agree to disagree. Europa League should be the main target. Europa League should be the main aim. Because in the league, 9 games, 10 games, okay, it might go your way. You might go on a 5 or 6 games run. It might start to look a bit different, but it's a very long process in the league. And as I said, at this point of time, I don't personally feel that he can go out and play from the very first game the way he wants to play. So he might try, chopping and changes with the personnel, but I think we might see the best of Amorim from next season. But still, Europa League, regardless of whoever is managing United, I don't see any. If we play to the best of our potential, I don't think anybody in the Europa League should be beating us. With all due respect to the clubs that are already there, and people who are saying that, we are not going to qualify directly. Yeah, we might not qualify directly for the quarterfinal, but that doesn't mean you might have to play one extra game, extra pressure. But if you are not winning those type of games, then you are not good enough. With a squad that you have, if everybody is fit, we still have 5 games in the group stages, basically, you can say. And then after that, we will see where we finish. And then we will have break. Then we will have time. We will have Euro coming back. We are also hearing that Malacia and Shaw will be back for the first game that Amorim plays. We have Mason Mount coming back as well. So everything fit. Everybody is fit. With players gelling and settling in more the new signings. Nobody can come out and say that, we should not be going for Europa. Go all guns blazing for Europa. You lose. But I don't want to see this, safety first approach against the likes of mid-table clubs, from other leagues, to be very honest. Because if you play against them, like when the draw came in for the Europa League, I said I will take a draw against Fenerbahce. I will take a draw against Porto. But the remaining 6 games, I want to win. I want to finish at least 20 points. That 2 points that we dropped against 20, that made me absolutely mad, because there was no intent whatsoever to win. As if the manager said that go out and, just make sure that you don't lose the game, get one with 1 point. And even before the game, he said, oh, you don't want to hurt the people you love. Just shut the fuck up. You are playing football. You are not. Yeah, you are not in a kawali thing. You are not in a singing business. You are not in a reality show where you cannot say, okay, I don't want to say things that you are. So you cannot just go out and say, oh, we don't want to hurt the people we love. Of course you will have to hurt them. You want to win, they want to win. It's as simple as that. But this team should go all guns blazing for Europa. That end of the day, simple.
Exactly. That I remember, because I remember the press conference, and it was more or less like a FC20 tribute act. The press conference, and they were making stories about the past, how it used to be. If that was Sir Alex Ferguson, he would say, "Listen, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the game." He would have shut them down. And he said, "I don't care. I'm here to beat FC20." And part of me feels like that game, he down-tooled. He down-tooled as a manager, and he thought, you know what, a draw will be okay. A draw will be okay against FC20. Yeah. We go on from there. Let's look after FC20, and that's it. In regards to the table, I mean, as you said, Bodo, Glimt, teams like that, we should be sweeping aside. Not only sweeping aside, I'm talking about 5-6, 7-0. We should be beating those teams. I mean, no disrespect to those teams, but they wouldn't be in the League One in England. Do you know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I feel we're going to get qualified in the top 8. The only threat for me is Tottenham. That's the only threat for me. Tottenham going forward. Even that is not like a big threat. That's Tottenham at the end of the day. We should be able to beat Tottenham in a one-off game in the final or semi-final or something like that, But in regards to Amorim and his team, should any players be worried about their position in that team right now?
Everybody.
Because obviously he probably watched the West Ham game. He's probably watched it, and he's probably seen a lot of things that he might have not liked.
Everybody should be worried. When a new manager gets in, and I think that was the worry that we saw in the last game. People running for 90 minutes. Dalot all of a sudden realized that he can cross as well. Garnacho all of a sudden realized that he can cross as well. Because this guy is a no-nonsense manager. Yes, we said that about Erik ten Hag as well. But, we backed him till the end unless we saw that he has started to get a bit deluded, that he doesn't want to change. He's very happy. And I always say one thing, sir. I always say that when you have a player who's not performing, and people say, bin Rashford, bin Luke Shaw, bin this, bin that. Okay. They are here. 5 managers came and went. They are here. 3 managers come and went. It's also on the managers as well. Why are they not taking the step of benching them? Make them sit for the under 23s for 2 games. If they are getting, oh, I should not be treated like that, get the fuck out. If you want to play for a club like United, you should be playing 90 minutes. You should be running for 90 minutes every game. It should not be one-off as if you are doing me a favor. You should not be playing for the manager. I always say about every United player. You should be playing for this. Simple as that. Yeah. If you cannot play for this, don't play for the club. Go find somebody else. Go find some other club where you will be, playing FIFA and you will be just doing your job, getting your wages, and that's it. You cannot do that. You cannot do that at United. Simple as that. So whatever happened.
Do you think these players can change, though? There's certain players that have been there since the Louis van Gaal days, all the way back then. They've sacked a number of managers. And we've had this feeling, obviously, as you said before, with Ten Hag, we've had a good feeling, vibes, we're buzzing, we've got a new manager, knows what he's doing. He's one of the best up-and-coming managers in Europe. It's a similar kind of thing with Amorim, And I don't want Amorim to walk in the door and be in awe of, oh my goodness, this is Marcus Rashford. I'm a big fan. I don't want none of that. I want him to come in and say, listen, you guys, you've sacked, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ten Hag, Rangnick, right? And you better start playing for me or you're out of the team. Right? And I'm going to bring through some of those young players. I really want to see something like that because obviously Rashford wrote a nice comment about Ten Hag today. Better late than never. It was a very long time it took him What are your feelings on a player like Marcus Rashford? Because obviously he's the poster boy. He's the one who should be performing 300 grand a week, of course, as well. How do you feel about him? Do you feel like some of these players like him, the so-called big players, should be leaving the club?
We are trying to find a buyer for him, to be honest, Sal, for 2 years. It's not, Ineos's fault that we are not able to sell him. We might not able to sell him by the time his contract runs out. It is what it is. He is here till 2027. He is on a very high wage. And if you want to sell and if you want to set a good precedent for other sales to happen, you cannot go out in the market and say, okay, Rashford is available for 25 million. You cannot do that. You do that, next time you want to sell a player, you won't be able to sell a player. It's as simple as that. So we will have to come out with a formula where somehow he gains his form, and then you put up in the market and we get like 65 70 million out of nowhere from a club who might be desperate. Otherwise, players like Rashford, players like Luke Shaw, they are not going to go anywhere. They will run down their contract. As the new management, you have to make sure that you don't go out and dish them another contract if they play well for like 6 months or another year. You cannot do that. You cannot go out and, oh, Rashford is playing well for the next 6 months, hand him a new contract. Cannot do that. That's what we have done in the past. Amorim is coming under the ownership where people are serious. They have a structure. That was not the case with the likes of Ole. That was not the case with the likes of Jose. So when you have an absolutely rotten dressing room, then you try to get the best out of them, regardless of whether they are performing properly or not. You try to make sure that, okay, hope against hope that they go out every day on the pitch and they come up with the goods. But now I don't think that should be the case. Rashford is not playing well for the next 5 games. Play somebody else. Garnacho is not playing well for the next 5 games. Play somebody else. Keep rotating. Don't let them don't let them feel comfortable that even if you're not playing well for 5, 6, 7 games, you will still be starting. That's the thing that the previous managers have done, and they have faced the sack. I hope Amorim does not repeat the mistake.
I really do hope so. I'll do it. And that is going to be the test for him, to be honest with you. If he drops Rashford, then we're going to know that this guy means business. This guy is serious. Not just playing players based on reputation, based on how popular they are, how big their Instagram following is, and things like that. That's what I don't want. I got a question from Asif. He wanted to ask you, can Ruud van Nistelrooy be part of the youth system? Do you think he could be part of the youth system?
I don't think so. I
we've
think
got
he is more than capable. Yeah, he is more, like a first team coach. He had offer from Burnley as well. I don't think he is going to be a part of youth system. I think he goes to any club in the championship easily. And the pedigree that I have seen, like he can easily manage even a Premier League club for the likes, like for the Everton team, that is there, even the likes of Nottingham Forest or even the likes of Southampton who are there at this point of time. So I don't think he will be a part of the youth team, and I think that will be disrespectful, to put him, even offer him the part of, to be very honest, put him in the youth squad. You might give him and he might take it out of respect, but I don't want the United hierarchy to offer him the youth setup, coaching job. I think we have a very good coach over there, Browning or Brennan, someone like that. Under 18 and under 21s, he's doing a good job. So best choice if he can be accommodated as a backroom staff, assistant head coach. If not, you will have to let him go.
Absolutely. In regards to January, I still feel we need a left back. I've been crying out for a left back for the last few weeks, months. And I predicted it before the season that we're going to have problems on that side. And lo and behold, we have had a lot of problems on the left-hand side. Do you think there'll be any business in January? Of course, Ineos have spent a lot of money on getting Ten Hag out, getting Amorim in, his coaching staff. 25 million upwards they've spent on this so far. Any chance we're going to get any players for in January? And if so, what position would you concentrate on the most?
To be honest, I don't see us spending a penny in January window. We might try for a makeshift left back, as in like on a loan, not a makeshift, on a loan. But more or less, we are hoping against hope that we get Malasia and Luke Shaw available for the remainder of the season. That's our hope, basically. So we will see how that goes. And guys, sorry for see, the thing is, I respect Luke Shaw. You know, I respect Luke Shaw, but that doesn't have to go alongside that he should be a part of the team.
Luke Shaw had an injury.
Uh,
We're looking at 11 years ago now. 11 years ago, he had an injury. He's
so
missed 5 years of football. 5 years.
Yeah, if he cannot play, see, that's the thing. Football is a ruthless business, Asif bhai, to be very honest. The thing is, as a fan, you can have sentiments. As a fan, I might have sentiments for some people, some players, some, like that. But if you keep on being sentimental, you are not going to win. I don't see the same sentiments for the likes of, Mason Mount. I don't see the same sentiments for other players who are injured. Yes, he had a career-threatening injury, but that's like 10 years ago. And if you are still trying to get back, and this guy, sorry to burst the bubble, this guy was so keen on playing the Euros that he went over there and he just played the final, and then again he all of a sudden got injured. Sorry, I cannot respect him. I might like him, I might not dislike him, but I cannot respect. What did he suffer? That anybody got an idea? What was the injury? We don't know. Nobody knows. I can respect him, but I don't want to keep him. It's as simple as that.
We can't carry players. We can't carry players, even if they're good players. We know Luke Shaw's a good player. We know he's a good player when he plays.
No doubt.
But when he plays is the key, and he needs to start playing. Otherwise,
sir, I think he has not even made 200 appearances. 10 years at the club, not even 200 appearances. I cannot back the guy even if he's fit. I respect him. Yes, he tried his best. The injury was not his fault. The injury that he suffered. But then again, I have to think as a supporter of the club, not as a supporter of a single player. And that's why I said, if you want to sell Rashford, sell Rashford. But then again, you cannot go out and say that, okay, Rashford available for 30 million. You are not setting a good precedent for the rest of the squad. Then everybody will be like, you might sell them for 10 million, 15 million. You cannot do that. You will be in heavy losses.
I would personally, like these players who've been here for 10 years, and most of them, it's Rashford and Shaw have been here at the club for 10 years, 10, 11 years. Basically, Rashford played under, obviously, Louis van Gaal, didn't he? He got his debut under Louis van Gaal. Shaw played under Louis van Gaal as well. Those two players in particular, I would be very wary of myself because, you know what, there's a lot of rumors going around, sinister stuff. I know it's sinister. We don't want to say anything too sinister, but they are leaking information to the media. They are the ones who are throwing the manager under the bus. Even if you're not playing, whether you're playing or not, it doesn't really matter. You can still influence the dressing room and the training field when you're not playing. Do you think that Amorim should just cut his losses on these two players? I mean, I don't think who would buy Luke Shaw. Anyone in their right mind would buy Luke Shaw right now. But I, for one, I think I would sell Marcus Rashford and cash in on him. If he was playing for Real Madrid or Barcelona, they would have sold him by now. I think someone like Marcus Rashford.
We would have sold him by now if he was not on a fat contract. People talk about termination. People talk about terminate his contract, terminate Luke Shaw's contract. Cannot happen. It cannot happen. You terminate the contract, you will have to pay them 30 plus million, both of them. And they don't.
It's impossible.
People say, oh, people talk about, oh, they should let go of the 30 million. Would you let go of the 30 million? Simple question. Would you let go of 30 million without doing anything? You won't. Sorry to say,
you won't do it.
Regardless of how much you love the club, somebody pays you 30 million right now, you will take it. It's as simple as that. 30 million, you will never work again in your life. Ever.
Exactly.
Not a single day. You will never work. And what is your age? 27? 28? It's as
Exactly.
simple as that. We might have missed the bus with Rashford. The best thing that we could do is hope that he performs well for the next 7-8 months, and then we can hope that a buyer comes in and pay in the range of 60-70 million. That's the best we can hope. In
Exactly.
regards to Luke Shaw, nobody is going to throw you a penny, let alone 10 million, 15 million. That guy is barely fit. And his wages, you think Luke Shaw is going to say, okay, I will play for a club on like 40 grand a week, 30 grand a week. No, they are not that generous. They still think that they are 200 grand a week player. They still think that they are 300 grand a week player. And
And
that's
this
why
is
they
the
are not
issue.
improving, and that's why they are not putting up the hard yards. Sorry to say.
And this is the problem, and we have to move away from that now. I mean, we're in a new ownership now, 27% ownership, whatever it is, but they're in charge of the football side of things. We're in a new era of Manchester United, and we have to be ruthless. None of these players have won the title. None of these players have got close to winning the title, not even close. We came second a couple of times, but we came second 20 odd points behind the number one place, and that's the thing. In regards to Amorim, finally, how long would you give him? I mean, in regards to challenging for the title, would you give him the 3 years? Would you give him it longer than that, or after a year, would you say if he isn't challenged for the title, we have to think about something different?
See, we have to give him till 2026 easily. That is not debatable. 1.5 years for sure. In 2026, you might have different options available. If you think, see, if he's making progress, I'm not saying that he will win the title by 26, but if he's making us finish in the top 3, top 4, you see that, team has improved in terms of scoring goals, in terms of not conceding goals, I will keep him. But if by 2026, if you don't see an implementation of the plan, if you still think that we are making the same mistakes that we are making from the last 18 months and it continues, you might have somebody like, a Nagelsmann available. But at this point of time, I would love to see him at least till 2026. We have given him the contract till 2027. So, and with him, I have a lot of positive vibes. A young manager comes with the fresh ideas, I always say. And I hope that he won't make the same mistakes that Erik Ten Hag did. And he becomes a successful manager at the club.
I hope so too. I really do hope so that he does become successful. I'm confident he will. I mean, who else if he doesn't? We've gone through different types of managers now. There's no one else. You start losing hope. That it's ever going to happen. So
Yeah.
I do think he would. In regards to Sunday, we've got Chelsea in the league. Ruben van Nistelrooy probably. I mean, it's not his last game. His last game is against Bodo Glimt next week, but. The prediction for the game on Sunday. You think United can do the business against them?
It's very difficult to say, to be honest, Sal. I think we should have the cautious approach rather than trying to, woo the fans and get absolutely hammered by 4 or 5-0. At times, safety first approach can help you out as well. Your team is not in great of the form, greatest of the form, to be honest. You have lost the last game against West Ham. Yes, it's Old Trafford, but that doesn't mean that you have to try to go toe-to-toe against Chelsea right now. They are flying. And I would hope that Ruud van Nistelrooy tries to cover that midfield gap. We will have the players to hurt Chelsea in the last 30-35 minutes if the game goes to that extent. But don't go with a lineup where you end up conceding like 2 goals or 3 goals in the first half and then the game is over. Then if you change the lineup, nothing's going to change. You might not concede like 2 more goals, but the game is over already. So go with a cautious approach. Try to nullify their midfield game, and then, if you can hit them on the counter, it's okay. People might bash me, but I will take a draw in this game. And for the next 2 games, I would love us to win, to just form a good setup for the international break, and then for the first game when Amorim is here.
Absolutely. Big up the United Road. Anshuman, that's how you pronounce your name. Anshuman, right? It's Anshuman.
Yeah.
Big up, Anshuman. Thank you so much for joining me today, brother. It's been really good to have you on. We'll get you on again if you're interested again.
Definitely.
Sometime during the season. Hopefully, like during when Amorim has a few games, and we'll know kind of what the sort of vibe is and stuff. But bless you, brother. I hope you have a fantastic evening, my friend. Take it easy.
Same for you. Same for you. All
Take care,
right.
bro. Thank you, man. That was Anshuman from the United Road. Don't forget to subscribe to the United Road, guys. Absolute legend. Really appreciate him coming on today. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today, guys. It's been an absolutely splendid show. I've loved it. I've loved it. You guys are absolute legends. I will get some of you guys on. Maybe tomorrow, if you're available, you can come on the show tomorrow. I've got the watch along on Sunday as well, and you're more than welcome to come on that as well. You have to see if there's progress, and we have he is up against a star. We believe, having feeling it will work. At least he can match 2 and 3, unlike under Ole. Yeah, I agree. Kenny, we will beat Chelsea. Anshuman, have faith. Absolutely, I'm sure we do. I'm sure. I think we'll beat Chelsea myself, but it's not going to be easy, guys. Guys, thank you for joining me this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you all here with me. And you know what? You are the legends. You are the legends. Much love to you all. I'll be back tomorrow morning for Breaking Dawn, guys. So don't forget to join me for that, guys. And glory, glory, Man United. It's only way is up, guys. There's lots of positive things going on at this club right now. Lots of positive things. I just want to see it come into fruition. I just want to see action. I want to see trophies. And I want to see us moving up the league. My prediction is now Amorim's in. We're going to move up that league quicker than you think, guys. Quicker than you think. Quicker than a roller coaster. Absolutely. But an upside down roller coaster, should I say? An upside down roller. Quicker than an upside down roller coaster. Absolutely, guys. Big up yourselves. Have a splendid evening. I shall see you tomorrow for Breaking Dawn. Much love and respect. So.